Hello guys, I'm Duffer and welcome back to yet another Star Citizen video, and today I'm going to be reviewing and touring the Nomad in 3.19.1. This ship itself is made by Consolidated Outland and is focused as a starter ship on the website. It comes with 24 SCU of cargo space, which is held at the back of the ship in an external bay, which you can only access from the exterior of the ship, even though you can open this up from the interior. This also allows for some ground vehicles to be held, which are not too big and fit in the designated space. This ship comes as an introduction into Star Citizen ship flying and offers additional upgrades to cheaper starter package with its higher price. It comes with access to more cargo space and bigger, stronger weapons. It is also a hover ship, which is a very neat feature and looks pretty cool when you land, as you don't actually touch the floor and you kind of hover there. So moving on, and I'm going to split this ship into 3 sections and 1 floor, which you can see on the screen now. This ship also has 1 entrance. This is it, and is the main ladder access from the left side of the ship. So starting off with a ship tour of the Nomad, and just before we enter the ship, I'm going to just show you guys the cargo hold, as you can only access this from the exterior, so might as well just do it now. As you can see, this is where the 24 SCU of cargo is held. And if you wanted to, you could add something like a mining ROC onto here, which allows you to do mining even though this ship doesn't have the capabilities to. Or you could add something like a Greycat PTV, or any vehicle of your choice really. Pulling this back up, and as you can see here, the vehicle is a hover ship, so it doesn't even touch the floor. This is a pretty cool feature, and I wish it was implemented into more ships, as it looks pretty neat. To the untrained eye, the door is quite sealed, but you can access it just from this little slot here. As you can see, the ladder comes down and it's quite a nice animation. Climbing up into here, and it all closes up just behind us. Now just before we go any further into the ship, we already have a feature. Now there is a gun, hold, a weapon rack to my left and to my right side. This allows 2 weapons to be held here and is perfect for one-player people, as you can hold a full loadout of weapons. Moving just a little bit forwards, and to the right side just here, we have access to the cargo ramp. Now we can pull this down using this button just here, and as you can see, it empties it down. This could be helpful if you want to help your friend get a mining vehicle onto here and you don't quite want to exit your ship but you're not in the pilot seat. That is for that though, and you can close it all up with a little window. Going to the left side, and just here we have access to a couple of components. That is that, and moving just towards the centre and to the right, we have access to the toiletry. Now this is only a toilet and not a shower combined, and for some reason the person that uses this ship has a toothbrush and a razor within the toilet. Now I don't know if this means that they're using the toilet water to clean their teeth with, but whatever it is, it's pretty gross. Now moving to the left side, and we have access to a personal storage space. You cannot currently use this, but in the future you might be able to put some equipment in there, like clothing and armour. Now moving on towards the centre of the ship, or section B, and to the right side over here, as you can see we have some protein powder, drinks, and a little table. Just here though we have access to a pull-out chair. This is quite nice and is flushed in with a wall when it's back out. We also have access to a microwave, a hob, and a sink. Moving on towards the left side, and we have access to a bed. This is quite nice and allows the player to log out after their shift. And just above us here we have also have access to the cooler and the power plant. This is it for section B, and now moving on towards the pilot's seat, or section A. As you can see, not a lot of room in here, but you don't really need it to be for a ship of this size and would just make it overly big. Going up into the pilot's seat though, as you can see we have access to 4 screens down at the bottom. This is not too many, but it's not the best, but you can still live with it. We also have access to the exterior, unlocking and unlocking the ship, powering on and off the ship, the engines, and that is it. Oh, and you can also exit the ship. That concludes it for the cockpit. And for visibility of this ship, you can see below you very clearly. You can also see to the left, above you, and to the right of you extremely clear. Now this is very top tier in my opinion and is great for visibility, so anyone who likes to see views in this game, definitely think about this ship. It's also very fast and nimble, so you will not have any trouble speeding up and slowing down. The startup of this engine sounds amazing. I just love that sound, it makes me joyed every time. But this concludes it for the ship tour of the Nomad. So now it's time to move on to the weapons and the manoeuvrability of this ship, and starting off, this ship comes stock with 3 size 2 Badger laser repeaters. Now these are laser cannons and they're honestly very good. As you can see, maybe from a background footage and just my own personal experience, trust me here, they're very good at dealing with lightly armoured targets. They aren't as good at dealing with something, for example, with a size 3 shield, but you can always give it a go and it will definitely put up a shot. Now, it's not very good compared to any fighters. If you're trying to do a 1v1 with an actual player, you'll probably be killed because it's not built as a fighter, but you can still give it a go, and if you can hit all your shots, you might be able to come out on top. This ship also, it comes with 8 Strike Force 2 size 2 cross-section missiles. These are also very good if you can hit them, and it comes with 8, which is above what you really need. You could only do 4 of these and it will still be just as good. You probably won't use up all of them in a fight, as by the time you've fired off a couple, you'll be right up against the enemy and it'll be too close to fire them. So overall the weapons of the ship are quite good. And moving on to the manoeuvrability of this ship, and I would say this is above par. It's not turning as quickly as most fighters, but the acceleration and deceleration are very good, and you'll easily outturn and outmaneuver any medium ships or anything that's bigger than yours really, as yeah, it's just amazing. It's quite a low profile too, so if anyone tries to shoot you, they might have a little hard of a time. If they do get you from a top down though, you are kind of a big diamond, so they might find it a little bit easier then. And if they have any ballistics, you're pretty much dead. But other than that, this ship's weapons and manoeuvrability are above what I would say is normal for a starter ship. So now it is time to move on to the ship upgrades you could make to this if you wanted to max out the damage potential and all the shield potential, but this is without changing out the lasers to ballistics. So first of all, starting off with the pilot's weapons, you would trade out the Badger laser repeaters for 3 FL-33 laser cannons. Now these do come without gimbal mounts, so you have to be pretty good at aiming, but they do deal increased damage. Secondary, going on to the missiles, trade out the Strike Force 2s for 8 Rattler 2 infrared missiles. These are size 2 and are also quite good, dealing double the damage nearly. For the shields, trade out the Web shields for the 7 SA Concorde shields. For the power plants, trade them out for a Breton power plant. For the coolers, trade out the Arctic Storms for the Ultra Flow. And for the quantum drives, even though personally I would leave this as it is, as changing out the current one to the Atlas quantum drive only gives you an extra 10,000 maximum speed, so it's not really worth it for the price. So now it is time to move on to the price and the overview of this ship. And starting off, the ship is currently available in starter packages for $114 or £96.90 respectively, depending on where you are from. And when it is available to buy as a standalone ship, which it currently is, it'll be $80.80 or £68. Subsequently, you could buy this ship in-game for 952,800 AUVC. I think that these prices are alright for in real life money, as you do get quite a bit more versatility in what you can do compared to other starter ships, like for example the Aurora. I would say that the in-game price of this ship is very, very cheap, and I'd say it needn't be higher or lower. This is a great milestone you could make if you've brought a cheaper starter ship, and is something I would definitely be pleased with saving up for. I think that the fact it comes with 2 weapon holders might be a big factor in the next patch, as we are currently being allowed to store our ship and then claim our weapons back after we store it. So in conclusion, I would say give this ship a buy for in real life and 100% for in-game AUVC, as for how much it does, it is quite cheap. You can't currently rent it, but you don't really need to for how cheap it is, and it gives so much versatility in the roles you can play, and I even use this ship to this day as my daily driver. Sometimes at least. But anyway, thanks for all the support guys, and be sure to like and subscribe if you would like to see more content like this, and I hope to see you in the next one. Duffer out.